Guys, can you believe that our president traded an international arms dealer for a basketball player?
Yeah, the Merchant of Death.
But can he dunk?
Well, obviously, I guess not. Stay tuned, guys. You don't want to miss this show. We're going to go off. Well, welcome back, guys. Tonight, we're going to be talking about the Brittney Griner. Is that
Griner.
Griner? Okay,
yeah.
Brittney Griner.
Speaking of which, before any of this happened, does anyone have any clue who she was before she was arrested?
Negatory. I guess she's a pretty damn good basketball
Before
player.
she was
on
arrested,
the
she could dunk.
Olympic team and everything else. But
She was considered the best in the world, honestly.
yeah, well.
I think.
So anyways, Brittney Griner and Viktor Bout, it's pronounced Bout. We are going to be talking about them this evening and the case where our illustrious president and whoever else decided that we were going to release Viktor Bout, an international arms dealer.
The Merchant of Death.
The Merchant of Death.
In prison, federal prison, for conspiring to kill Americans, conspiracy to deliver anti-aircraft missiles, and aiding a terrorist organization.
He was given 25 years.
25 years in
Right.
a U.S. federal prison.
Well, you just saw him there. Brittney Griner, she's a WNBA player who refused to be present for the national anthem.
Oh, solid American.
Yeah, solid American. This is a quote from her. "I honestly feel we should not play the national anthem during our season," she said. "I think we should take that much of a stand."
Yeah.
Well, I wonder if she was thinking that when she was in prison for, what was it, 89 days or
Yeah, since the
something
beginning
like
of the
that?
year or something.
Yeah, I don't even know.
So
It
what
something.
was she charged with?
She introduction of narcotics or bringing narcotics into the country, and it was a
vape pen.
Vape
it was the
pen.
cartridges,
Right?
hashish oil.
right,
right.
exactly. So
And I don't
and
get
she
it.
said she had a medical marijuana.
It's Russia.
It's Russia. They don't allow that.
They don't play.
You can't
don't
do that
play.
if you travel different states.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
The
so-
law is different, and she was playing on a basketball team in the, she was a Soviet Union, or she played basketball for a Soviet Union team during the off season.
Yeah,
for
to
the
make some money.
WNBA, to
Yep.
make some money. But if you're going to travel international, you should know what the laws are.
The team should at least.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
Play stupid games,
Win stupid prizes.
Yeah, I mean, Don't do the crime if you can't do the time.
You don't think the coach said, "Hey guys, don't do any stupid shit in Russia, like bring dope in"?
So I think, and then she made another statement. "I don't mean that in any disrespect to our country." Okay, well, to me, that's the ultimate disrespect to our country.
Absolutely.
So who was
It's
she
like
trying-
it's like me calling your mom an effing bitch and saying, "I don't mean any disrespect to mothers, but your mom's a bitch."
So if
I
I
mean-
said, "Hey LT, with all due respect, you're an asshole,"
Yeah,
that-
I'd be like, "Okay, thanks," and I punch you in the nose. But anyway.
But it was all due respect.
Yeah,
it
you
says-
can't. I said with
says-
all due respect.
It says my dad was in Vietnam and a law officer for 30 years. I wanted to be a cop before basketball. I do have pride for my country. Griner added that she would walk off the court should the Star-Spangled Banner be
Issue
played.
with the country or sparse. Did she explain why?
Oh, it all started
What is
with the George Floyd thing and the Breonna Taylor thing and all that. So she was showing support
Right.
for probably BLM and everything else.
Right.
So anyway,
Before we get too deep into getting all pissed off at this situation, should we do our beer moment?
I think we should do beer moment. Beer moment. Beer moment.
Beer Moment is brought to you by Kenny's Grocery.
Kenny's Groceries. Welcome back, Kenny's.
Welcome back. Today we're doing Estrella Jalisco.
Jalisco.
It's a
gallon of beer.
That's a big bitch. Here's a normal size beer.
cerveza.
All right. Jeez.
Oh, we should have showed that it come in this nice little foil wrapper over the top. It was pretty cool, actually. All right, let's open this bad boy
does
up.
Pellegrino water come in
Something
the
like
cans?
that. Yeah, one of them does.
Oh, actually, that's a nice cerveza. Not bad at all.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Nope.
And you get a workout drinking it.
This is the Corona.
It's Mexican night.
Whoa! I broke
Now-
the toadfish.
John, is this a commemorative can because of the
I honestly don't know because it's the first time I've ever seen it at cans.
Okay.
So I don't know. I mean, soccer is very big in Mexico.
Right.
So it may be their regular packaging, or it could be for the World Cup.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right, I'm going to give this a 6.5. I like it.
I'm going to give it a 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go with a 6. It almost has a malt beverage kind of taste to it to me.
Yeah.
Malted milk.
Malted milk
Which
balls.
I'm not a malt beverage kind of person, but hey, whatever.
All right. So here's the beer moment.
It's the cerveza.
Cerveza. Yes, cerveza night.
While we were doing this and saluting, let's go
Yes.
over officer down page.
As of today, there were 208 police officers killed in the line of duty. And the good news is, if there is any good news, all the matrices. All the data shows that it's trending downward.
Well, thank God.
So yeah. But 208 as of right now, and so here is to all of our fallen officer and family.
Salute. God bless you and your families.
So, from what I understand, and I didn't research this case as much as you guys did, but from what I understand, the same day that President Biden made such an impassionate speech about, taking guns off the streets of America, illegal banning the AR-15, this.
He said any automatic weapon.
Yeah. Well, and automatic weapons are already against the law.
Well, not automatic. I meant semi-automatic weapons.
Oh, okay.
All semi-automatic weapons.
Okay.
So virtually every handgun.
Unless it's a revolver or a shotgun.
Right.
Or a bolt action.
It's funny because I saw a bunch of comments on a couple of tweets that I was following, and it said that okay, so I'll go back to wheel guns.
Yeah.
Give everybody a fighting chance. Said, I love my wheel gun when I had it. I'm glad we
I
went
have
to
some revolvers still.
Yeah,
I love them.
I'm glad we went back to semi-automatics.
Go back to slingshots for Ronnie.
Yeah, slingshots. And,
so the same day he makes his speech banning weapons in the United States, he allows this merchant of death who had, from what I understand, and I don't know how real the Nicolas Cage movie was about this God of War, but it's supposed to be about this guy. After the fall of the Soviet Union, he was able to get a hold of a crap ton of weaponry. Anti-tank weapons, anti-personnel, all this stuff.
Yep.
And it's probably still somewhere.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he has access to it.
Of course he does. Absolutely he does.
You think Russia might be looking for some new arms?
You think there might be running out a little bit?
Yeah, and obviously that's the big reason why they wanted him back.
Right.
Is because he's supplying all these freaking weapons to their troops.
And he supplies weapons to everybody. He is
everybody.
A merchant of death. The highest bidder gets these weapons to kill people. And the same day, our frigging president...
Yeah.
I think of him as a Ken doll, ballless.
Yeah,
I really do.
He's been accused of supplying arms to Al Qaeda, the Taliban, and rebels in Rwanda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we're just going to give him back for a basketball
player. Come on.
And see, the thing is, I think he got rolled by Putin.
Well, the amazing thing is, when Trump was president, because a lot of the uproar is more about the fact that they didn't trade. If they were going to trade Bout for anyone, it should have been Paul Whelan,
right?
Who is a Marine veteran, former police officer.
He's on their screen now.
And he ended up being charged with treason,
right?
And there was,
actually, it wasn't treason.
No,
it was espionage. Espionage.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. From what I understand, totally trumped up.
Yeah, he was in there.
Totally trumped up charges.
Yep.
As far as we can tell, and I'll be honest, based on what I can tell, I think Brittney Griner probably did bring the hashish oil, not intentionally trying to, but.
Yeah, she wasn't selling it or anything.
Right.
We're not saying that.
Personal use.
But I can't say beyond a shadow of a doubt that she's actually guilty. I'm not saying that either.
No, we're not.
And their sentences, both of them are absurd.
But hers seems to be more realistic because doesn't she have a medical marijuana card?
Yes.
So the facts fit.
Right.
And she would have made a knucklehead move, either stupid or not caring what another country cares about, or ignorance or whatever. Mm-hmm. But it seems like it makes sense that it was accurate.
And talk about Whelan a little more. Whelan, he got it's not a dishonorable discharge.
General?
No. I've got it in here. He was, it was basically like a bad conduct for larceny for like $10,000. Okay. And some other stuff, and then they dropped his rank down, restricted him to base, and everything else. Then eventually he got I forget the exact terminology, but it was a bad conduct discharge.
Okay.
So basically almost like a dishonorable discharge from the Marine Corps. So, I mean, this is not your freaking, from what it looks like anyway, he's not your... What do you want to call it? Your perfect Boy citizen either. Right. You know what I'm saying?
But the one thing is, if he's actually doing espionage and spying for the United States, the CIA or any of the NSA, they're not going to recruit him.
Right.
Who's been released from the military.
No, they're absolutely not. No way.
He's not a candidate for them. So.
And if he was a spy, if he were a spy, why not try to get him back?
Yeah. Right. So I guess they did bid for him. Well, they bid for both of them to be released, and Putin said, hell no, you're not getting Whelan. Not happening.
See, that's not what I heard.
So I looked it up, and on at least 15 different articles from different news sources and a statement from the White House, not that that's worth a shit, but a statement from the White House, that they did actually, the original deal was both of them to be released. And his brother, I think it's his twin brother, Whelan's twin brother, said, basically, and I'm summarizing here, okay, he wasn't released. Yes, we're upset. However, it's better to at least get one back than none of them back. So he actually knows that they were trying to get him back as well.
And I will say that we're happy Brittney Griner is back in the United States.
Any citizens we can get back
Absolutely.
into the country.
But it's the trade, man. Right. It's the freaking value of this trade.
You don't think we have any other Russians, anybody else that Russian wants that's not this high?
Exactly.
That's a equal trade?
Well, and that's the thing. The president is saying, well, this is all that Russia would let us, would deal, they would only deal one and deal her.
And see, that's bullshit. But Putin is desperate right now.
Well, Putin wanted to trade Whelan for Bout during the Trump administration. Right. And Trump said, no. Good. Bout's too dangerous to release.
Yeah, exactly.
But the point is, they're trying to say, well, this is the only offer we had. Okay.
How about a counteroffer?
Well, the point is, if you negotiate, you both have the right to walk away from the table
and say no.
Right. Okay.
But what would the woke public say if we said, we had Brittney right here, she was coming home, and Americans said no?
Yeah. So
come on,
this administration is so neck deep into identity politics.
Yes, it is.
That it is shooting itself in the foot. A real president with some balls should have said, you know what, Putin? I know how desperate you are. You're going to give me both of these guys, or I'll do X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
And you think you have it hard now in Ukraine?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. We'll stop sending the defensive weapons that we're sending to Ukraine now. They're actually intentionally minimizing their effectiveness, the distance that they can travel, so they can't use them to bomb Russia.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? We'll just take those safeguards off and we'll let them bomb Russia.
Yep.
Yeah, go all the way to Moscow.
Yeah, I don't understand.
It's horse shit is what
why the most powerful nation on the face of this planet continues to bow down to these assholes over there in Russia and China and everywhere else. I just don't understand it. Hey guys, look, we don't advocate World War III. We don't want World War III. I have two sons that if they instituted the draft could possibly go. We don't want that. We're not saying that. But what we're saying is Trump had a way of doing things. Some of them were idiotic, some of them were crazy, some of them were whatever. But I'll tell you what, a lot of them freaking worked. And he, like when he went over to NATO and he says, look, we're not going to give you this shit anymore. We're tired of paying for all the bills.
Yep.
And you guys are paying for nothing.
Yep.
We're not doing it anymore.
Yep.
And guess what? Everybody went, oh, what are we going to have to do? We're going to have to
people
pay.
actually stand up and make a real stand.
You know?
Yeah.
But anyway.
Reagan, there was, I don't know if you remember the Achille Laurel, where the Palestinians killed took over a ship, killed somebody, and they were going to fly back the lead terrorist and let him go. And Reagan said no, and he sent fighter jets to reroute the plane.
There you go.
No, we're fucking taking that guy.
There you go.
Yeah, how about some balls? That's what we need in our leadership.
No, we really do. I totally agree. And unfortunately, until the American people wake up and realize what is really going on in this country with our politics, whether it's right or left, it doesn't matter. Politics right now are so screwed up that this kind of shit happens.
Right.
And everybody sits back and goes, oh, this pisses me off. And they get on Twitter and they raise hell and everything else. That's not the answer, boys and girls. No. You had a chance to make a difference, 3 weeks ago or whatever it was, and we didn't.
We didn't.
And
we got 2 years to figure it out. And I don't know why the United States must be electing octogenarians.
That's exactly what it is.
On both sides.
On both sides.
I'm like, come on. There's got to be somebody who can actually function and take themselves to the bathroom as our president.
So here's a little more information on Mr. Bout. It says Russian officials had pressed for Mr. Bout's return since his conviction by a New York jury on 4 counts that included conspiring to kill American citizens. Prosecutor said he had agreed to sell, and John mentioned some of this, anti-aircraft weapons to drug enforcement informants who were posing as arm buyers for the Revolutionary Armed Forces of Colombia.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy, it doesn't matter who you are. If you got the money, he's selling you some high-tech weapons.
Yeah, and I bet he probably also has some good intel that the Russians want to get a hold of. Whereas...
And that was the next line.
Whereas we get a player back.
Yeah, that was the next line. With military...
A basketball player.
Yeah. With military supplies of the former Soviet Union states leaking into the black market, his shipping empire delivered guns to rebels, militants, and terrorists around the world, prosecutors said. In the new area of privatization in Russia, arms traffickers were able to use old Soviet-era social, military, and business networks and to also develop shell companies to hide his transactions.
Yeah. I mean, he knows that he's got a lot of shit. He's got a lot...
Millions and millions and millions of dollars.
And when the tide turns that Russia starts winning against Ukraine, it'll be our president to blame for that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
and it's a matter of
it's all of identity politics, and it's the short. People do not play the long game. The Russians play the long game.
Let me ask you something. If this was, and Putin may still have done it, but would we have pushed as hard? And I'm just going to throw the racial thing into this because I think it needs to be said. If this was a white male, 25 years of age, who played for the University of Arkansas or whoever, or Georgia or whoever. and they were playing on an international team, for some off-season practice, and they got busted with this. Do you think the push would have been as hard to get him back as it was to get a black female in this woke society that we're in back? And would the same deal have been made? I say hell no, it would not have been.
I don't know if the deal would not have been made, but I can tell you this. We recently, in the last 1 or 2 years, we did have another trade with, and I forgot the name, Russia and us traded. Didn't hear anything about it.
Right.
But because of identity politics, this is all over the news. Yeah. The press secretary is all about it. This.
Well, because the important thing is, she's a role model.
For who?
Well, she's because she's a basketball player, and they always find ways to throw their tentacles into, let's hop on this because we can push another agenda.
And we can score some points,
brownie points with whatever
because
side of the politics.
Groups.
Yeah, exactly. Faction.
Because as soon as this story broke with Brittney Griner being arrested, right? It became, well, she wouldn't have been in Russia if the WNBA was receiving contracts the same as the NBA gets.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So if Brittney Griner was being paid the same thing as LeBron James, she wouldn't have been in Russia. So that's where the problem is. That's the root cause, and she should get the same money LeBron James made.
Hey, here's something funny. When you took that career, you knew how much you made.
Well, here's
so you live within your means, and that way you don't have to go to Russia and play. That's what I do every single day. I don't go out and buy a $200,000 boat because I can't afford a $200,000 boat.
So Anna Navarro is she's a news commentator and things like that. I pointed out, because she tweeted that this morning about the fact that, there's pay disparity between the NBA and the WNBA. Well, the reason there's a pay disparity is because nobody watches the WNBA.
Right.
It's all about ratings and attendance.
Exactly.
Okay.
If women...
But I pointed out to Anna, I responded to her tweet, pointed out the fact that we do a show and she does a show. Mm-hmm. We should be paid the same amount she is.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter what your ratings are.
No.
We get just as many, we're doing the work.
Yep.
We're doing the same thing. We should get paid the exact same thing she is.
Yes. We're putting in the hours, Yep.
Because we're doing the same thing. Mm-hmm. Oh, wait, we don't have as many viewers as she does.
Oh. Well, maybe we're not quite there or popular as she is yet. Oh,
right.
We can't count that, though.
Neither is the WNBA.
Right.
Have you ever been to a WNBA game?
No.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been to
I went once.
NBA game.
It was the most boring shit I ever watched. Not to say that they're not great basketball players and great people and they play their asses off and everything, but it was boring as hell.
Yeah.
I mean, there was no high-flying slam dunks or anything. That's what I go to a basketball game for.
Yep.
But, I mean, that's just me. So in a statement from Kevin McCarthy, the GOP leader, when all this was going on, he says, this is a gift to Vladimir Putin and it endangers American lives.
Absolutely.
I absolutely could not agree more with that statement. It endangers American lives. In fact, it not only endangers Americans' lives, it endangers every life on the planet because this guy's going to sell arms to everyone. Right. Everyone.
Right. You know, if you were an arms dealer, I bet that you could hold your arms in a storage area.
Well, how about we talk about our good try. Nice try. How about we talk about our sponsors? I'm gonna put them up here on the screen was
that a fail?
Yeah.
You wouldn't need a storage area if you got a rack above.
Right. I want to thank they go out of order here. I've got them on the screen. They can see them and they still go out of order. Thanks. So I want to thank Kristen and Tom Clem, realtors with Exit Advantage Realty, for your sponsorship. Really appreciate it, guys. If you guys are ready to buy or sell a home, please call these folks. Information is down below. And Clem & Company Property Investments. Tom is a veteran Marine and a current law enforcement officer. So you're going to get treated fairly. You're going to get treated right, honest, respectfully. If you're ready to sell a piece of property or even buy one, call Clem & Company. All their information is below. And to my buddy Steve and ARackAbove, portable overhead garage storage. This thing is amazing. It'll hold 2,000 pounds of your crap. If you're tired of climbing up in your attic at 300 degrees and trying to get your Christmas decorations out.
Your Stinger missiles.
Yeah, your Stinger missiles. You could have them right there on the rack at basically just above head height and have everything all displayed right there where you can find it. You can park your car under and you can take it with you when you move because it's all portable. Great job, Steve, with that. It's ARackAbove.com. And to Kenny's, thank you for the beer, Kenny's. We already mentioned you, but thank you very much. We really appreciate it. 1792 in French Avenue in Orange City. They've got over 500 craft beers and wines. Go in there and check them out. Thank you guys very much for your sponsorship. We do appreciate it. All right, guys. I mean, we could beat a dead horse and beat this all night long, but we're not going to do that. Final thoughts from me. I'll start it off. I think the trade, albeit I'm glad she's home. She's an American citizen, even though I don't like her. I'm glad she's home, and I'm happy for her family. But I think this was an absolute failure in our administration to do the right thing in trading for this arms dealer maniac. My thoughts.
Well, personally, I think it's like trading a 72
Pinto. Gremlin, there we go.
72 Gremlin for a Cadillac 2020 Cadillac Escalade.
Yeah.
They're not the same things. Okay?
Not even close.
And hey, I've always wanted a Gremlin. But not to give away my brand new Cadillac Escalade.
Yeah. I think this is a total failure in leadership, and it's a ploy for a short-term political gain. Plain and simple.
Absolutely.
Hey guys, let us know what you think. Comment down below. Also, like and subscribe. Give us some ideas of what you want us to talk about, and we will probably go, or yay. We'll do that.
And guys, we have our merchandise. Of course, it's been up, but I'm going to put the link down below in the description where you can buy this banner. Only it's with our new logo that you see on the show. You can buy T-shirts, tank tops, stickers.
Christmas is coming.
Christmas is coming.
Yes, Christmas is coming, guys. They make a great gift. If you are a frequent listener to the show, make sure you like and subscribe if you're not. But if you are, get some merchandise. Show it off. Send us a picture. We will put your picture on the show of you wearing or displaying some of our merch.
Absolutely.
And we will give you full credit for it and everything else. Thank you very, very much. And don't forget to look at the links down below for our show.
And always at Surviving the Badge,
We still got your 6.